Creativity is an elusive force. It can feel like an unstoppable current one day and then it dried up well the next. I really like that line. And for every artist, whether you be a writer, a painter, a musician, a content creator, an entrepreneur, we all do eventually face creative block one day. However, I am no longer convinced that creative block has anything to do with luck or talent. I am now convinced that the key to creativity, the key to breaking through that creative block, the key to getting unstuck is more about self-trust. And for Doechii, the book The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron became her secret weapon to her astounding success in music recently, or at least what appears to be recent to me.
And I was thinking, like I said to myself while I was writing, I fear that I'm at a standstill because I don't see my projects moving in the way or the speed that I want them to. But then I had to think about that and I was like, that's not true. I don't have a problem with the speed of my growth. I don't have a problem with where I am, and I don't feel like I'm in a standstill, especially inward. And if I'm growing inward, I know that I'm growing outward.
And the winner is, see for me, Alligator Bites, Never Here by Doechii!
Remember old dude from 2019, ice cream, did me dirtier than laundry. Took a scroll through his IG just to get a DM from his wife. I was so confused, what should Doechii do? She didn't know about me and I didn't know about Sue. I opened up the messages and had to hit the Zoom. Turns out the girl was really a dude. Think he slipped back till I slipped back.
I have a theory. Whether you're trying to create a song or you're trying to go from one high school dropout to CPA, it's both fundamentally the same process. Both goals require imagination. Both goals require a healthy dose of confidence and for you to suspend your self-doubt so that you can actually put the paint to this canvas and actually make this thing come together. The body that you see for yourself in your mind, the song you can hear in your head, will both be brought forth into the physical world by you, the creator. And so for me, the artist's way goes beyond teaching people how to channel creativity into channeling creative thinking. And I think that's pretty cool. Published in 1992. The Artist's Way is more than a book. It's more similar to Charles Haanel's Master Key System. It is a 12-week spiritual journey designed to help creators recover their innate artistic confidence. Julia Cameron, a writer and filmmaker herself, believes that creativity is not something we own, but rather it's something that flows through us. Her book introduces practices that help artists reconnect with their inspirations, such as morning pages, which are basically 3 pages of longhand stream of consciousness, writing done first thing in the morning to clear the mind. I remember many years ago, fellow creator Lavender, when she was just first starting out, released this video about her morning routine, and in that video, she spoke about this very mysterious stream of consciousness morning pages that at the time were very elusive to me. Once we remove the negativity that blocks us, creativity will flow like a river, Cameron writes. At a pivotal moment in her career, Doechii embraced these practices, sharing her 12-week journey publicly, which to me is just absolutely brilliant. Fans now had the opportunity to watch as she peeled back the layers of self-doubt and perfectionism, revealing an artist more fearless and authentic than she had ever been before.
I said, only God knows how I've grown and me, and that is enough for me. I won't fall into the pressure or trap to meet demands I think others have of me. I will create when I am ready. I don't feel pressured to prove myself to anybody but myself. When it all falls down, I have a contentment within myself that took so long to get to. I will not compromise that peace trying to prove something to the world. And I ask myself the question, if nobody anticipated anything from me, would I be rushing? No. I ask myself another question. If no one was watching me and I had no audience, would I be trying to impress or prove? No. Not intentionally, at least. I would be flowing, making things for me on my own time, whenever I want to, and whenever it comes to me, like I have always done. And after I completed that project or that thing, then those people would just be impressed, inspired, or disappointed, or whatever their reaction is. But the point is, if I had nobody watching me, would I feel any type of pressure to prove anything or impress or meet an expectation? No, I wouldn't, because no one's watching me. The only expectation I would have to rely on and live up to would be my own. All of this self-doubt and criticism that I have for myself is because I worry about who's watching and who is going to be listening. I worry about how I sound because I fear the lack of applause. I worry about how I sound because I fear lack of applause. If there was no audience, would I really give a fuck that much? Would I be so self-critical and self-abusive about how I sounded if there was no audience? No, I would not. I doubt my own writing capabilities, not because I don't think I can write or I don't think I'm great. I doubt my writing capabilities because I worry that my expectation won't live up to the expectation of my audience, and they'll be disappointed. I want to define and live up to my own expectations. What are my expectations of myself, of my art, of why I even do what I do? My expectations are honesty, detail. And so with that being said, I have just decided that I'm going to create up to my expectations, because guess what? Whether an audience is watching or not, these are the expectations that make me happy. These are the expectations that are natural to me, and these are the expectations that are valuable to me. And it's my expectations of my art that built the goddamn audience in the first place. That's my expectation of myself. And my expectations are going to attract a crowd or an audience that will appreciate that. And whether or not it does or doesn't even matter to me. Truly, when it all falls down, it really doesn't. This is who I am as an artist. These are my expectations. This is who I am as a person and who I am as a woman, as Jayla, as Doechii.
This philosophy echoes the teachings of some of the greatest ancient thinkers. The Persian poet Rumi once wrote, "When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense." Creativity, at its core, is about stepping beyond the ego, beyond overthinking, and allowing something greater to work through us. This is a concept that has been echoed in the works of psychologist Mr. Carl Jung, who often spoke of the collective unconscious. It's a wellspring of ideas, images, and instincts shared by all of humanity. Jung believed that when we tap into creativity, we are actually accessing something much, much larger than ourselves. But creativity does not come without its enemies. One of the greatest obstacles the artist's way addresses is self-doubt. Cameron calls this the censor. And that's the voice in our heads that tells us we are not talented enough, that our ideas are worthless, that we'll never succeed, that the audience won't like what we're doing, and maybe the views will plummet a little bit. Cameron writes, we must learn to get out of the way and let that creative force work through us. Doechii, like so many artists before her, had to learn how to silence that inner critic to allow herself to evolve fully into her potential. By committing to Cameron's process, Doechii found not only her creative voice, but she also found something deeper, something I'm always harping on about. Doechii found her sense of purpose. She committed herself to yet another core exercise of the artist's way. The artist's date, which is a practice of taking yourself out on a solo adventure each week to replenish your own creative, life-giving energy, whether it was visiting a new nearby city or a new museum or just taking a very long walk. These small rituals helped her replenish and reconnect with her inner voice, and they will for you and I too. Julia Cameron, reminds us to leap and the net will appear. Such a very bold statement. Very, very bold. However, this lesson has been echoed throughout time by ancient thinkers and artists alike. Alan Watts, the philosopher who popularized Eastern philosophy in the West, once said, "You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at and exploring itself." Creativity is not something that we generate. Creativity is something that we channel. And the moment you surrender to it, you become a sacred vessel for something far greater. And this is what it means to be a co-creator. Doechii's journey through the artist's way is proof that creativity is not about waiting for inspiration. It's about making space for it, allowing it. By overcoming her creative blocks, she became not only a better artist, but she became a more fulfilled human being. The artist's way serves as a beautiful testament to the transformative power of nurturing your own inner creator, a journey that Doechii specifically exemplifies with such authenticity and empowerment and beauty. For those of us, myself included, who may feel stuck, afraid to create what it is that we want to create, perhaps it is time to just take that leap, because as Doechii and Julia Cameron have shown us, when we make space for creativity, when we make space for the things that we truly desire, the universe rushes in to fill it. Yeah, all of the relevant links to this video, along with where you can find a copy of this incredible book, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, will be linked below in the description box for your easy access. And with that being said, thank you for watching this video. I truly do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I trust you'll give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more content just like this one. So, how did you like today's video? And what video would you like to see next? You let me know in the comment section down below. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Toodles.
It will resonate, which will trigger an encounter, and that encounter will trigger your evolution. And those are the key things that are so important to me in my art and my music. That is why. I just feel so proud. Like, I'm just like, oh my God. Bitch, I cracked the motherfucking code. Ah! All right. We need to talk about about week 4, but I'm gonna do that in a second.